Oh, dude, the celebrity Hollywood culture keeps falling apart. You love to see it, man. All these places that I hate, all these sick, degenerate, violent freaks, everything's falling down around them. CBS fires woke staff and mass layoffs. Bari Weiss enters and woke gets cut. How about that?
You better leave a comment.
A bloodbath. CBS News laying off thousands of staffers, including their race and culture unit. You see, my friends, Bari Weiss recently sold her outlet, The Free Press, to CBS News and became the head of CBS News. And the woke are whinging. Oh, they're upset. Now, I've got
oh man, I gotta move my box. It is finally time. It's finally time for all of this woke bullshit garbage to be going away. I love it so much.
criticisms of Bari Weiss, but I overall think she's pretty good. I certainly don't believe Free Press was worth $150 million, but CBS,
Free
you must
Press.
truly be desperate. That's the only real way to explain it. When it was announced that CBS was buying Bari Weiss's Free Press for $150 million, a lot of people came out and said, yeah, right. Or I should say, initial reports were that she was planning on selling for $150 million. And I was like, this is stupid. $1 billion gajillion dollars. Get out of here. Well, it turns out they actually did it. And my only assumption is that CBS News is seeing something happen internally, and they are concerned they cannot function. One, the old style of news will not work any longer.
Yep.
News.
Dude, cable news. What the fuck are we doing with that, man? Why is that still a thing? Like, streamers have overtaken the cable news networks. The only thing keeping them alive is they all shake hands with each other, and they all get these brand deals, and that's what's keeping them alive. But the brand deals don't make anybody any money. It just loses money. And it keeps happening, and we're finally seeing the rot start to make everything crumble. Because it's just been rotting for so long. And we tried to warn them. We've been warning them. Like, get out. Do something else. Switch it up, man. Start being real. You gotta be more real than the real people. They don't know how to do that because they're not real people. They're fucking lizard people.
It's social media. So what do you really need? Not to mention the culture of the company was woke cultism. So they were in trouble. I think it was smart of CBS to make this move, realizing in 10 years you will cease to exist. So how do they then give Bari Weiss $150 million? Well, apparently there's a lot of stock involved, so she's getting equity, maybe not upfront cash. But the reality is, while her company was not worth it, and I'm going to say this with no problem, Free Press was not worth $150 million. The reason why she was is because CBS has no choice. And that's the only thing that actually makes sense in this. Now, your conspiracies, the idea would be that CBS went to her and said, we want you to come work for us and bring this here. And she said, nah, I'm rich. And they said, okay, well, we'll give you a lot of money. Just, I'm already rich. Apparently, they had about 100,000 paying subscribers, which is believable, meaning they're pulling in around $1 million a month.
That's a lot of money.
From about 10 to 15 million per year in revenue.
Yeah, that's not enough money, but that is a lot of money to me.
Revenue generated from a staff that largely doesn't make that much money, which means she's in the profit. Now, for Bari, she's probably sitting on this saying, I make millions of dollars a year. Why would I sell to CBS News? So CBS said, how about $150 million? And she went, I can't say no to that. You know, in the wake of this, I've asked a lot of people if, like, Fox News said they wanted to buy out Timcast for $150 million, should I do it? Literally everybody said yes. And I'm like, really? I know that.
Nah, fuck them. We'll just keep doing what we're doing. Who needs that money? Who really does? What can you really build with that? You're going to end up building bigger, and then you're just going to run into more problems. I just let it all come natural. Just let it flow. I ain't trying to make no deals.
There's going to be a lot of you in the comments who are going to say no. To be fair, I'm not suggesting anyone's approached me with that offer. My attitude has largely been...
You know what'll happen? Sell it. Fuck it. Sell it. And then start something again. Why not?
The company does well enough. Timcast, we're growing. We have a healthy income stream and revenue stream. I wish I could say it all goes into my pocket. It doesn't, because I believe more in growing the company and succeeding.
Exactly.
It matters more to me to win a culture war and build a better
Just build, baby, build.
future for the people of this nation than it does for me to own an infinity pool or a Ferrari. But
Same.
I don't know. I'm curious what you'd think.
Like, if I had more money, yeah, definitely I'd make my living conditions better. But, like, oh, man. I'm gonna make everybody's living conditions better by basically propping up a community.
Should I, if I was ever made an offer or such, should I do it? There's a lot of arguments. Some say you get bigger reach, you get more influence. But again, I'll stress, no one has made that offer to us. I'm just saying when you look at this. So here's where it gets fun. The Race and Culture Unit axed. 2,000 journalists axed at CBS, possibly including woke icon Gayle King.
Wah.
I'd say learn to code, but given H-1Bs, maybe learn to flip burgers. Hey. Smash burgers.
Yep, put the fries in the bag. Let's bring back all the burger culture by making all these people work at fucking McDonald's.
That's the dream, a smash burger restaurant. The Daily Mail reports CBS News begins staff cull days after anchor announced his exit amid ongoing rumors Gayle King's days are numbered. Heavens me, my friends. All of these woke individuals are soon to be out of a job. Well, my friends, before we read into this story, I want to give a shout out to a great sponsor. It is Beam Dream. Hey, they help keep the lights on here. This is what we got to do, right? But I got to be honest, I'm a big fan of Beam Dream. When we first got sponsored, I said, okay, this looks interesting, right? I'll try it out. Tastes great. I tried one. I thought it was fantastic. You can go to shopbeam.com/
Sounds
Timcast
fucking great.
and pick up your Beam
I kind of just want the grinder.
Dream nighttime
Frother?
sleep aid. But let me tell
Oh,
you,
that's a frother.
after about a week of taking it every
Still.
night, because it honestly just tasted good, my sleep
Okay, that's enough of the ad.
Check it out. Start hitting CBS News after its parent company announced a plan to axe more than 2,000 staff across the organization.
Let's go.
New editor-in-chief
Replace them with robots. I don't fucking care at this point.
Bari Weiss acknowledged the cuts on the network's morning editorial call Wednesday. Semaphores
Let's bring about the Terminator Salvation future. Let's make more robots, replace more people, then go to war with them.
Tanny reported. Weiss called it an enormously difficult day for the network. David Ellison, the chairman of CBS News parent Paramount, broke the news about the company-wide layoffs in a note to staff Wednesday morning. In some areas, we are addressing redundancies that have emerged across the organization. In others, we are phasing out roles that are no longer aligned with our evolving priorities, and the new structure designed to strengthen our focus on growth. The layoffs will include an initial round of cuts on Wednesday that will impact 1,000 staffers across various departments. Another 1,000 are soon to follow. At CBS News, nearly 100 positions will be eliminated, a person familiar with the matter told CNN. The source, speaking on condition of anonymity, said the cuts were planned before Weiss arrived at the network. I don't believe you. Okay, I half believe you. It's probably why they hired Bari Weiss in the first place.
Yep. Yeah, I think that it probably was. It probably was planned to do it anyway.
Layoffs
Probably a lot worse than that, actually.
will also hit Paramount's film studio and cable networks, including MTV,
Woo!
Nickelodeon, and BET. Well, let's be
MTV got rid of music a long time ago, and they finally dropped the fact that they are music at all.
real. MTV is just the Rob Dyrdek channel, and there's no point in these cable channels existing anyway.
Yep.
The news comes after CBS Evening News
Why are we still propping up cable? It's just for old people, and I guess people who have just been indoctrinated into having cable all the time. But like, even with as many people as we got on cable right now, as old people get older, they start dying of natural causes because they're old. And there goes your viewership, and then you're not able to prop anything up. Maybe we'll go full public access for TV, for cable. And then you'll be paying for cable public access, and that's it.
John Dickerson announced his resignation, ending a stint plagued by poor ratings. The 16-year CBS veteran had been quietly negotiating his exit for weeks. Well-connected sources told the Daily Mail earlier this year that executives will most likely not renew Gayle King's contract when it expires. I'm going to tell you, this won't save you. It's not going to save you. Hiring Bari Weiss ain't going to save you. And I'm not trying to...
Yeah, you're going to have to pull the whole company apart. Pull it down. Separate the pieces. throw some of them away, clean it up, and then build it back up with new pieces thrown throughout it here and there. Because it's not working the way it's structured right now, the way everything's going. None of this is going to work. You're basically, you're just putting yourself on longer life support. Like, we're just delaying the inevitable at this point.
Be a dick. Timcast IRL is a big show, not really the biggest, but everything's
You're merely delaying the inevitable.
Decentralizing. Everyone is finding their own esoteric base. So while certainly my show does well enough to that I'm successful, there's a cap, and everyone's got one. Who do you want to target? How do you want to grow? The days of the Bill Maher, of the Anderson Cooper are over. Even Anderson Cooper and Bill Maher aren't pulling in the numbers they once pulled in because people are looking for who aligns with them more directly. And so what do we see? For Timcast, for us, most of our viewership, or I should say
I think people are really rallying behind culture builders too, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think right now, the Twitter X, whatever you want to call it, meme culture is the biggest culture and is still growing, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Largest demographic is Chicago. Makes sense. That's where I'm from. So my moderate worldview probably aligns very much so with many people in Chicago, and that's our biggest demographic. It's funny. When I go to Chicago, I get recognized all the time. It's kind of crazy. Well,
by the way, the amount of memes, bro, it's going to get worse. Like, even the White House is on board with memes now. Dude, everybody's memeing, and there's going to be more memes than ever. We are going to out-meme the AI, because the AI is not going to be able to meme as well as humans.
it's actually quite simple. I'm not from New York, so I don't relate with New Yorkers. Some probably to a certain degree. Same thing with rural, urban, conservative folk to a certain degree, perhaps. We like Trump, I guess. California is actually a big market for us as well. Because if you're an urban liberal with conservative slants, we're probably going to agree. Now, there are many liberals that just hate Trump and will say they hate Trump, and they're going to align with all the urban liberals. Conservatives that are going to church every Sunday are going to align with the conservatives. And when it comes to CBS, who are you pandering to? Who are you aligning with? This mass market will never exist again. Well, maybe it will. I don't know what's going to happen, right? But
I don't really think so. I think it's going to be, you're going to have to find your audience. That's really what you got to do, is just find your audience, and you can't get the entire modern audience. That doesn't exist. You're going to have to go hard line on an audience. And maybe some other things that you have pander to some other audiences. But, like, that's what it's going to have to be. You're going to have to really focus in on your audience.
this is the principal issue, I suppose, for this country. The monoculture is gone. Now, I think CBS saw free press and said, we want to capture this. But the free press generates about 3 million hits per month. Microscopic. I'm going to level with you.
Dude, Asmongold gets way more than that. Nuxanor gets way more than that. Even when Tectone, even though he's not around, when he comes back, he's going to get way more than that. Like, they constantly, these people that are for the corporate bullshit hate on the people that should be the popular ones that everybody should be standing behind. It's like, it's almost as if the evil forces, it's really not good for the evil forces that been controlling the MSM, the mainstream media, and Hollywood and all this bullshit for so long. It was all run by demons, and they just can't have it. They're losing, and they're freaking the fuck out. And I think the good and the bad are really becoming separated, and they're becoming stronger forces. And eventually, this town ain't big enough for the two of us is gonna happen. And it's gonna be a war. It's gonna be a war. It's coming. Good versus evil. The obvious truthers versus the obvious liars. And the liars ain't gonna give a shit. And the truthers are really gonna give too much of a shit. And it's gonna cause a clash. And it already kind of is.
We haven't put as much effort, or, I shouldn't say, that's not fair. But youtube.com/Timcast and rumble.com/theculturewar. The first channel I ever launched, and it's got 1.4 million subs, and we do about 3 to 4 million hits per month. Yeah, it's got 1.4 million subscribers. Ain't nowhere near that channel being worth $150 million. So how does this make sense? It doesn't. I don't know what CBS's long-term play is, but I'm happy to see they're...
The only way it makes sense is because everybody's shaking hands, and all the advertisers are shaking hands with the companies. They all own each other. They own portions of each other, and it's just not the way it works anymore. People don't like that kind of content. People don't watch that kind of content. And a lot of people just watch one stream of content. Like, there'll be people that only watch Asmongold, and there'll be people that only watch Tim Pool, because they're doing other things mostly. There's so many things to do. Like, a lot of the content that I consume outside of this YouTube channel when I'm just by myself, like doing nothing, I'll be playing a video game and listening to a podcast like I was last night. I was listening to Atozi on Say Hi to Eli podcast. It was fucking interesting, man. And I kind of have a little bit of the same thing going on that he was going through, but way, way later in life, because I'm 30. But I don't give a fuck. I'm going to keep making content like this, because the only thing that I have to do outside of this is just farm work, because I live on a farm. Fuck everything else. I help the people that actually connect with society in the outside world, and I don't have to.
Their woke garbage. I think CBS will never be that big again. The monoculture is gone, as I already stressed. And they bought the Free Press to say, this is the last bastion. It's where we will stand. It's kind of wild to think that we've come to this point.
I saw it coming, man. I saw it coming years ago. Been calling it. Pretty much every fucking step of the way, I've been right. So far. I mean, I've missed a couple things here and there, and it was like, usually I was half right. I just didn't see all of the pieces. But when it comes to culture, dude, I've been paying attention to culture since I was a child. I've been very, very much into it. Been very, very much into culture building since I was a child. So I pay attention to all this shit, and it's easy to see the patterns and predict where it's going. Especially if you've seen as much sci-fi and read as much sci-fi as somebody like me, because I am a sci-fi nerd. And pretty much, like, we've gone beyond sci-fi. So much so, it's easy to call everything, because we're on paths that if you combine every sci-fi book, movie, show, whatever, that's pretty much what real life is right now. And we're kind of headed into all of the directions. So it's really easy to tell where we're going with all of this.
CBS is buckling. I don't know how you ever get that monoculture back. I really don't. Now, it is possible. What we'll end up seeing is these big media companies, Fox, CBS, ABC, whatever, start coming after the likes of us. CBS going to Bari Weiss very much proves it, though, to be fair. She was a New York Times typical journalist as it was.
The problem, I think, is they're going to have to shut us out. They're going to have to shut us down. Like, all of the people that want nothing to do with them. A lot of the biggest people want nothing to do with them. And they're going to have to shut all those people down, or give them big enough chunks of cash to get them on board with what they're wanting to do. I think a lot of them already are like that. Or a lot of people align with the corporations because they want it to be like that, and it's not like that yet. I.e. Hassan Piker with AT&T. I mean, Ludwig got on board with that, but, like, they don't like Hassan Piker, so he's out. Asmongold, he's out. People like me, I'm out. But you push that many people out, you know what's going to happen? There's going to be a counterculture. Because the counterculture that we were is turning into the actual culture, and there's going to end up being a counterculture against us. Guaranteed. And who knows, it'll probably get bad enough, this culture that we're in right now, that's winning, is going to get so bad, it's going to get so muddy, and so boring, and disgusting, and old, that I'll probably end up going with the next counterculture. It's like, I don't know, I'm always part of the counterculture, because the regular culture ends up getting in shitified eventually.
She just called out the wokeness since she gets hired. What we're watching now, if you watch Fox News, for instance, Will Cain show, great show, by the way. But when he does a lot of his interviews, they're in-studio podcast-style interviews on Fox TV, which I find to be very interesting. There are a lot of networks. You know, I go on Fox, they'll send me a van.
Too many.
And if I go on Jesse Waters' show in person, which I've done a couple times in recent history.
I think even people, the reason they're pulling out of streaming services and off of streaming platforms is because they're on social media, and that's where they get most of their entertainment from. And we're probably going to see more and more of that. And that's probably why YouTube just made a bunch of changes toward TV users.
Big fan of Jesse as well. They give me an earpiece. I sit at a table. I look at them. I talk for 5 minutes. I leave. With the Will Kane show, they're adapting. I mean, this is a good thing. They bring guests in to sit down with a podcast-style microphone with Will Kane. It is happening, slowly but surely. I believe it's only a matter of time before you're going to start seeing these big
Don't call me Shirley.
networks realize they need to buy out the likes of Bari Weiss or otherwise. Now, Spotify and Apple and whoever else, these big networks, are trying to license podcast shows. I think Fox News is going to make a big move on a lot of these podcasts. They have to.
I think it's a little bit too late for that. I think podcasts are starting to be on their way out, or there's too many that, like, really, the podcasts, most of them get like 100,000 views for most of the really popular ones. Not the ones at the top. They get millions of views. But I think it's just too much. I think we've moved on. I think right now where the culture is with streaming, with streamers, with single streamers who react to the world. I think that's where the current culture is, and that's where it's headed. And I think corporations probably, I don't want them to, but I think they should get behind these big streamers, because that's where everything's headed, especially if they get into another industry and enshittify it even more. And let me tell you, podcasting is already completely enshittified.
They've got Fox Nation, but this is the kind of content people are consuming for now. So we'll see.
It's on its way out. It's been here too long. Usually about a decade is how long it lasts, I've found. Being somebody who's been into like retro stuff, it's usually culture, you kind of can see where it is for 10 years. It starts different and ends different, and by the time it ends, it starts morphing into something else. So you can really see like where decades are, but you can also tell what 85 through 95 looks like. You can see what 75 through 85 looks like. It's like its own time period if you split it up that way. 85, 95, that was like the grunge era. But you can also split up 90 to 2000 as like the pop culture era.
In the meantime, can we not at least revel and gloat over the firing of the woke?
Oh, it's great.
Smash the like button, share the show with everyone. Stay tuned. More to come.
I don't even like... See, this happens legitimately every 10 years. Like, all of the people that were a problem end up getting fired, and then we put in new people that end up being a problem. And regular people are always left out in the cold, man. Every single time. It's like, I'm not seeing any regular people getting backed by any of these corporations while they're still firing all the woke people. They're just going for the other political people. It's fucking ridiculous, man.
Donate to the PayPal.